Okay, so here we have the view from outer space. This is the Earth. Hey, so pretty. And over here we have the sun, and this is Earth's moon. And so right here is the new moon, and then first quarter. Over here we have the full moon, and here's the third quarter, or also known as the last quarter. And so what neap tides are, N-E-A-P, neap tides. Neap tides occur during the first quarter and the third quarter or last quarter. And I'm going to illustrate here some simple illustration of how that happens or why that happens. So the gravitational pull, the moon has a pull, and the sun has a pull as well. And so when the moon is between the Earth and the sun, the new moon, all of them are in line, so they're being pulled in one direction, and so it's going to be a greater pull. But that's the spring tides, but the neap tides, during the neap tides, there's not as much movement in the tides, and that's because the moon and the sun are pulling in different directions. And this causes the shift in the tide to lessen. So right here I'm going to illustrate. I have my mask under the sand to demonstrate this. So my hands are going to be the pull, and so I'm going to pull for the sun, and I'm going to pull for the moon. So the sun is here, and this is the first quarter moon. So I'm going to pull towards the sun for the sun, and I'm going to pull towards the moon for the moon. So we see pull in and yeah, not too much movement going on there. Yeah. And same thing happens on the third quarter and last quarter. It's the same. Like I said, you can say third quarter or last quarter, but it's this quarter. And so, okay, so now we're in the third quarter, or last quarter, and I'm going to pull towards the sun and the moon, and yeah, let's see how this happens. Yeah, not too much is happening with the tide here, because they're pulling, the sun and the moon are pulling in different directions, which is going to be different than if the moon were here in the position between the Earth and the sun for the new moon. You're pulling it because they're all in line and they're pulling in a similar direction. So, oh yeah, that's really a big movement there. So these are the spring tides, which is the new moon and the full moon. So I'm going to pull towards the moon and the sun, and whoop, see, there's a bigger movement. Oh yeah, I'm pulling for them, and this guy is really moving. So see, so there's bigger movement between them for the tides, for the spring tides, when the moon and the Earth are lined up. These neap tides right here, right around in here, when the moon is in a different position than in a line. It's not in a line, so we have the neap tides during the first and third quarter. So you see? Ta-da!